Porch.
Hello! Welcome to the Salsa Porch. So, happy Friday, right? Everyone gets excited about Friday. We're on wealth file number 5. If you don't know what we've been talking about in our series about wealth files, the topic has been rich person, how do rich people think versus how do poor people think and the results that come from that. So I'm Jackie.
I'm Waldo.
And we are here to share our thoughts and feelings and on our journey through this process of changing our conditioning. And we talk about on every single live the idea that we have been conditioned from an early age to have beliefs. Lots of those are false beliefs. Between the ages of 1 and 7, we have been programmed to believe and behave in a certain way. So the idea of our series, and I'm over here swinging my son. The idea of our series is to try to help and educate you guys and ourselves on this journey about how to recondition and reprogram this beautiful computer up here. And it's possible, and you can do it too. So are you ready? Are you excited for wealth file number 5?
Yes.
Do high five. High five emoji. All right. High five emoji. Okay. Or as our son's like, thumbs up. All right. Here it is. And again, let's get right down to it because I know you guys can see it right above us. Wealth file number 5 is the idea that rich people focus on opportunity and poor people focus on obstacles. So this has kind of been an aha moment for the both of us. I want to read you some definition and then we're going to talk a little bit about it today. So rich people see opportunity and poor people see obstacles. I see obstacles a lot of times. I look at the obstacles. Rich people see potential growth, and poor people see potential loss. What am I going to lose? How am I going to fail? Me. Rich people focus on the reward, and poor people focus on the risk. Okay? So it comes down to that old age question about do you see the glass half empty or half full? But I wanted to go a little bit deeper than that. This claim that is easy to say, rich people, they just focus on opportunity. But here's the thing, okay? And I'm going to use myself as an example. I'm going to be very transparent. I am a very realistic person. I believe and been conditioned from a young age to grow up, and this is just my personal cultural background. Waldo's going to talk about his here in a minute. To grow up, go to school, go to college, okay? Get a great career, get a great job. And then work really hard every single day and do whatever you can for that job, whether that means giving up your happiness, whatever it is. So that's one of my programming and conditioning. So when I see opportunity, like, I really want to, create, I keep using this example. This is not me, but this is just an example. I make beautiful jewelry, okay? And I see that the jewelry is really nice and people really like it, but I'm not going to start selling it. I'm not going to go into business. I'm not going to even venture to explore that because I'm so terrified of the risk, okay? So the idea here, one of my false beliefs is that dreamers, people like Waldo, okay, I consider a dreamer, a big idea person. When we first met, I had this idea that like, okay, he's a dreamer. He thinks really big. I'm going to pull him in. I'm realistic. I just want to pay the bills kind of mindset. And I'm going to be the one, kind of holding down the fort. And, this idea about opportunity versus obstacle, I just thought myself as like a realist and didn't have a very good connotation associated with dreamer type people, big idea people like we talked about in wealth file number 4 yesterday. Okay, but here is the aha moment that we were talking about a little bit earlier. The aha moment is that rich people, or this rich mentality, it's not that they just take every single opportunity that comes. They make educated risks. They take educated risks. So here's the idea, and Waldo's going to talk a little bit about this, and I'm going to hush a little bit, okay? The idea is not simply, the aha moment is not simply that I've got to take a big risks all the time. It's that you do your research, you make calculated risks. Hey, my mom in the back. And that in a short amount of time, okay, and based upon what you learn and you educate yourself on, let's say I want to start a new business, all right, I do my own research. Maybe I have someone help me, okay, a little bit. And I learn as much as I can in a short amount of time. I'm not talking about years, not even months. And then I take the opportunity if it presents itself. Okay? Rich people are not necessarily only dreamers and just take any old opportunity that comes around. It's not that. It's that they take the opportunity, okay, when it presents itself after they have done short amount of calculated research, okay, themselves. And so that was an aha moment for me because it's like, okay, well, I can be a big idea person. I can be a dreamer, right, like Waldo, and I can still do that in a stable way because I'm going to do my own research. So Waldo, talk to them a little bit about what you kind of take from that and about your background and how you were kind of raised on that.
Well, this is something I did. Right? I didn't know it was the right way to do it, but now that we researching about this, I actually did what the book said. In the beginning, when I was a salsa student, I started working for a salsa company. So I worked many different jobs. I used to work in the parking lot in the night to like kind of direct people where to park. Right? Then I used to work in the door, taking the money for the people register. I used to teach lessons when I was at training in Atlanta. So I did a little jobs that helped me to understand how the business works first. Right? So I was kind of in the back to see how everything is. And then I realized how the business how it works. All the things that you had to know. Or I taught all the things. Right? I didn't learn everything, but I learned enough to start my own company. Right? After years that I was doing this. So this is one of the things, difficult things the salsa dance company owners have is they all are dancers trying to run a business as a dancer. But the problem they have is that they are no actual business. Right. So it's important to know a little bit of the business to start a business. That's what I did. But then after that, that's something we're doing right now. We've been doing for years. Is like educate yourself how to run the business better. Right.
And I don't mean to stop you, but something that we learned is that, the poor mentality, the poor person, they feel like to start a new business, to take an opportunity, they have to know everything. Every single problem or obstacle that's going to occur and how to fix it before they even begin. So what ends up happening is they end up preparing, research for years, and then the opportunity passes. Maybe some other entrepreneur takes it or something else happens, and then it's gone, and then their excuse is, well, I was preparing, right? Mm-hmm. So the idea is that you're doing this short, like Waldo says, calculated research, on business if you're a dancer, and then you get started. You get started so that you don't miss an opportunity. Calculated, researched, based risks. But that's the key is that rich people take risks, okay? They do take risks. I don't know. I'm very passionate about this. I love it.
Like I didn't quit my job to, help at the studio.
That's right.
So I was helping. I was volunteer. There. Even they paid me a little bit. But I didn't do it for the money. I didn't do it to learn the business. The opportunity present to me, I just took it without fear.
But that was a great way to learn the business as well.
So that's the best way. Now, let's say you want to start a business. Don't try to go to college to learn all the things. Because I'm sorry, but most of the business business in the college is already updated. These days, technology goes so fast that for them it's really hard to keep up.
And let me put this disclaimer. We are not anti-college. I say this all the time in our lives. I'm a public school teacher myself. It's not that we're anti the public education or the private education system. It's that there are other ways, especially for entrepreneurs, especially in the technology sect, to go about educating themselves in a faster, sometimes, most of the time, better, cheaper way than some of these other avenues, And again, I can use my own personal example. I went to school and grad school and got the degrees and things and, still paying off my student loans from grad school. So, I am so thankful I am a teacher. But in retrospect, looking back on it, trying to give advice to future generations, there are other things, okay, especially for people that are going into business or technology, than simply, okay, you're done high school, just go to college, okay? So again, we're not anti-college, especially if you're going to be a doctor, you're going to be a lawyer, you need specific training. But I know way too many people. We know way too many people that get out of college with $100,000 debt and a degree that can't benefit them.
They don't even work for what they want to college.
And they're not really even passionate about what it is they're doing.
Yeah.
So when we got on this trip of entrepreneurship and started following our mentors, you know, guys, there are kids right now doing what we do and doing what you guys, killing it. And if they can do it, right, you can do it too. Whatever it is you want to do. You see an opportunity, do your little bit of research and take it. Take the opportunity if you're passionate about it.
Do what you love.
Don't just see those obstacles, because obstacles can be solved. Okay, rich people are problem solvers, right? For profit, isn't that our definition?
Now check the definition about entrepreneur.
Right.
That's the definition. You know,
Is
we're solving problems for
a profit.
For a profit.
So that's what we do. So anyway, I'm just very passionate about it. What did you want to say about that? How were you raised? How did this affect you?
Well, now that I am in business, I always know this my life. My whole the majority of my family are in business. They all either their own restaurants or their own stores. Or I remember I grew up. My mom made me sell stuff. Like I used to. My mom used to make tamales all the time, and it used to fill up my bucket for me, one for my sister. She used to make us go and knock door to door to sell tamales. I used to love that. Why? Because for every single tamale that I used to sell, and the way to the next house, I used to eat one tamale. So every time I used to go to sell, I used to eat half of the tamales bucket. Yeah. So I used to love it. But my mom pushed us to do entrepreneur when I was kids. You know, we sell stuff in markets. I remember my mom used to make bags for ladies. Like handmade bags, and she used to teach me. I used to help. Actually, I used to help her because it takes a little time to create. I learned how to do bags. And then, after later, I was like 10 years old kid teaching women how to make bags. We used to do it for free. We used to teach for free in exchange for them to buy material from us.
And let me tell you, he can make a great bag. Let me tell you that right now.
Yeah.
So, he made me some great ones.
So it's really funny. Like I never expect. And by the way, I don't know if you guys know this, but I'm a lawyer in Mexico. So I went to college. I finished my college, and I worked as a lawyer for a long time. And now I'm a dancer. I made like 10 times more money now as a dancer
more than that.
As a lawyer in Mexico. It's amazing, right?
It's funny how opportunity presents itself, you know, and it's not just about luck, like being in the right place at the right time, but that is a part of it, right? But if you're ready to accept the opportunity, like randomly, I'm going to own my own salsa company and quit my profession, you know, you got to be ready for the opportunity, do your research.
You got to be the right person.
You have to be the right person. Yes.
Because you know you're going to blow it.
So tell them really quickly. I know we talked about this in a couple of the last lives. How do you get to be the right person, ready for the opportunity?
Just education, guys. Education. One of the faster ways to have the right education to anything is have a mentor.
Mentors? Okay.
Yeah. So what's the easy ways to have a mentor? Let's say you have a dream. Using my case, I always love to be. I always love anything related with dance, but I never picture myself as a dance instructor. But when the opportunity presented to me, I took it, right? But I was ready to it without even knowing it. You know, my whole life I've been raised as an entrepreneur. So when the entrepreneur career came to me, I said, "Oh," then I did it. So I was ready for it. It's like win the lottery. Yeah? It's proven. Research show it over and over again. That when people receive an opportunity, they all blew it, right?
Yes.
Yeah. More than 65% of the people that get a lot of money, they lose it. Right? Why? Because they are not the right person to achieve that goal or to get that wealth or control it or have the responsibility that comes from wealth. Right? But you have to be ready first so that way when the opportunity presents, then you keep going.
Right.
You keep going. Yeah? I have more than 10 years doing this. Yeah. I don't have another job. All I do is teach people how to dance. That's how I make a living.
So I want to add in a tip here, you know, as we go on our entrepreneurial journey. Something that we've kind of come to live by, and it's really easy to say, and it's difficult to do, but it is a way of life for us. And it says right here in a note that I wrote that if you want some really great, rare, very rare advice, here it is. If you want to get rich, okay, metaphorically and physically, if you want to get rich, literally, let's talk about the literal. Focus on making, keeping, and investing money. It's very simple. If you want to be poor, just focus on spending money. Just focus on spending money.
You guys are good at that.
And I am very good at that. I mean, I just looked at my bill statement from last month, and honestly, like, we like to eat out a lot. You know, we do like meal delivery kit systems as well. Like, we spend a lot of money on food. You know, can that be reduced? Absolutely, 100%. Mm-hmm. So there are choices that we do make. And we both come from very different backgrounds. Like I said, I was raised, you grow up, you go to college, you figure it out later. Figure your life out later. Take out student loans, you'll pay it back. Well, reality check, teachers don't make that much, right? So I wish I would have had a little bit of mentorship. And both of my parents are college educated and beyond. So the conditioning, it doesn't just start with you. It's your parents. It's their parents. It's generations and generations. But you can change your life. You can be the difference.
Yeah.
You can do it. Do it. Make a difference. Stop it right now. And say, okay, I wrote down here, everybody is going to put their hand on their heart and say, I focus on opportunities. And not the obstacles.
And not the obstacles.
And then you're going to touch your head and you're going to say, you know, with whatever the 4 topics are, this could be wealth, health, relationships, or happiness. But in our case with finance, we're going to say, I have a millionaire mind.
I have a millionaire mind.
Or you're going to say, I have a relationship mind. Or whatever it is.
Or whatever you get.
Okay? Whatever it is. I have a weight loss mind. Okay? So it's as simple as that.
Just reprogram your brain, buddy.
I want to add a little plug about a conversation we had with, we won't mention who it was, but just recently, because I feel like there's a lot of people out there that have a hard time making change and doing things that make change because it feels so overwhelming, okay? And there's so many obstacles. So, Waldo, I'd like you to break down the conversation we had with somebody, and I'm not going to give a name because that's, you know, their business. But, like, what was the thinking behind that, and what was the advice that you gave as kind of like a mentor coach?
Yeah, so let's say we all have problems in any aspect of our lives. Yeah? But let's say you want to resolve, just focus on resolve one problem. Don't try to resolve your entire life. You're resolving just one tiny problem. Right? But start to making a physical list. Just write down all the things that you appreciate. Just make a list of 10 things, whatever you appreciate. You know?
Right now. What do you appreciate in your life right now?
It's simple. It's stuff that probably you don't even recognize that you have. I know. You have a house, you should write it down. I have a house. You have an apartment, or you rent an apartment.
Awesome.
I have a ceiling on top of my head. You know, I have a car. I wake up every day. I have a bed where to sleep. I have a kids. I have a wife. I have a husband.
A fabulous wife.
Yeah. Beautiful wife. I have food on my table. I have cell phone. I can pay my bills. Right? So I make a list of all the things that you appreciate first.
Yes.
Right? Because sometimes you are not able to appreciate what you have. All right.
That's right.
A lot of people waste the time thinking the things that they don't have. They don't even recognize the things they have.
That's right.
Right? But when you can recognize what you have, then it's easy to see. Okay, let's see what can add more than what I already have. Right? So appreciation is key. Right? And then make a short list, not too long, but short list. One thing is you wanted to, one thing that you want to fix, for example. Right?
We want to tell them, and it's really hot. We're going to go in here in a second. Tell them about the specific example, because I do feel like a lot of people struggle with the specific example, and it's different than finances. So can you talk about the specific?
Any problem? This is the thing, guys. We live in a world, right, of duality. Right? So
duality. Okay.
So to have down, you have to go up. You have to have left, you have to have right. Right? To have good, you have to go bad or evil. Right? So think about the thing that you want to change. You know, write it down where you can see it. Put it in your mirror or somewhere.
So, like, for example, if I know that I have bad eating habits, okay? And this is a personal for me as well, but also many people that I know. I have bad eating habits.
Yes.
That's your problem. Write it out.
Then write down the solution. Right? I want to have good eating
And you're
habits.
saying, like, make it big and, like, post it on your mirror or something you see every day.
You know?
Okay, so I'm going to write my problem, right? Yeah. I have bad eating habits. And
write
then
the solution.
So what would be the solution?
It's simple. You have bad...
Eat healthy.
No, you have bad...
eating habits.
Then you have to write, I want to have
good eating habits.
So,
So, okay, I've written that down. I've posted it. That sounds really simple, but I didn't do anything, so it must not be working. What would you say to somebody that says that?
Yeah. Now, then read that loud every night before you go to bed.
Out loud.
Every morning after you wake up.
Like the whole statement, like the problem and the solution?
Yeah. Say all aloud the problem, all aloud the solution, and then say aloud all the things that you are grateful to have.
Why do we have to say it out loud, though? Like, what's the point? How is that going to help me change my thinking?
Your brain, or you fully believe your brain exactly is always programmed for things that you hear or do you see or you experiment. Right? So when you say all good things, you are reprogramming your brain to do better decisions. When you do this, then you have this reprogram your brain, then you're going to be able in the future to take better decisions. Now, take a challenge. Do this for 30 days. Wow. do this for 30 days. Right? And let's see what happens. Right now, we have... Yes.
Good job, you PP by yourself.
Right now, all the decisions that you take is based in the old habits that you have. Right? If you want to have better decisions, all you have to do is create new habits. Right? So that way when you get to the point to take decisions, it will be a different decision. So then you're going to have different results. Right? So it's all come down to your habits.
Habits.
Right? Yeah. You create your habits, and then the habits create you. Right?
So how long did you say how long it takes?
Just 30 days.
30 days?
You do it for 30 days to see what happens. You don't have to like start doing exercise. You don't have to do big changes in your life. Just read that. Right? Just a simple list. Anyone can do that. Right? And then let's see what happens. Let's say in the future, maybe your decision is going to change. Right now, you give up, you quit for everything is because you've been programmed. You have specific habits right now. Right? But when you change your habits, then your decision is going to be different. Then your future can be different. All right? So, well, guys, it was a pleasure like always to talk with you. We want to check the video work well because we are in the mountains.
We're in the mountains.
Internet is really bad around here, but I hope you can hear us. Right? See ya and
bye.
Bye-bye.